like television programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on the quality of a patriot. This is our first lesson in our 5th unit. I am sure you recall discussing issues related to patriotism in previous grades. You have already spent time learning about the qualities and duties of patriotic citizens at a national level. During this unit, we will talk about patriotism at a global level. It is important for us to have concern for the world community. In today's lesson, we will discuss the struggles that have existed and continue to exist for the respect of human and democratic rights. We will also talk about the struggle against unethical behavior, and we will learn how to distinguish ethical behavior from unethical behavior. Both human rights and democratic rights are recorded in the constitutions of many countries. However, even though these rights have been formally recognized, they are not always fully respected. This is true even within countries that have a long history of democracy. The French and the American revolutions are examples of people fighting for their rights. In the late 1700s, certain groups within France fought to overcome the unfair economic and religious hierarchies that had been established by the ruling monarchy. Throughout the late 1700s and into the early 1800s, American citizens fought to break free from the British monarchy and to establish a sovereign nation. In more recent American history, such as in the 1950s, certain groups of people, such as low-income earners, women, and those who have colored skin, were denied their basic human and democratic rights. Students, have you ever heard of a woman named Rosa Parks? The bus service in her town of Montgomery, Alabama, was based on a racist law. Only white people were allowed to sit at the front of the bus, and black people had to give up their seat if a white person got on. One day, Rosa, who was a black woman, refused to give up her seat to a white man. She was sent to prison for her actions. The local black community boycotted the bus service for a year in her support. Eventually, with the help of Martin Luther King, the segregation laws were eliminated. Students, please discuss with a partner how Rosa Parks was a patriot.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up! Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. I am sure that you and your partner had a very interesting discussion. Rosa Parks was a patriot because she fought for her own civil rights and for those of people like her. She was a patriot because she stood up against undemocratic laws and sacrificed her freedom for the greater good. Even though Rosa Parks' actions did not create immediate change, she helped to bring about a movement that forced the American government to acknowledge the United States Bill of Rights in 1964. This ensured that people of color would receive the same rights as white people. Ethiopians have also struggled and fought for equality and democracy. Their efforts led to the establishment of a democratic constitution. The FDRE Constitution incorporates democratic rights as well as basic human rights. For example, Articles 15 through 18 state that people have a right to life, security of person, liberty, and prohibition against inhuman treatment. In terms of democratic rights, all Ethiopians have the right to assemble, demonstrate, and petition so long as it is done in a peaceful manner. In addition, all Ethiopians have the right to freely associate with whomever they choose, and they have the right to move and travel wherever they choose. Let us continue with our lesson and discuss ethical and unethical behavior. Morality and ethics are two terms that people often use interchangeably. However, these two terms do not mean the exact same thing. Morality refers to behavior, whereas ethics refers to the study of moral standards and how they affect behavior. Morality is based on a system of socially acceptable behavior that tells us how to act. It guides us to form good and fair relationships with other people, and it helps us to shape an effective social order in which everyone can peacefully coexist. Let us now discuss a few ethical behaviors that are consistent with morality, including fairness, truthfulness, and courage. Students, try to write your own definition for each of these terms now.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up! Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, students. I know that these terms can be a bit difficult to define. Fairness is treating other people the way you would like to be treated. It involves being open-minded and accepting of other people's ideas and beliefs. Truthfulness is when you keep your promises and you do not betray a confidence without sufficient reason. Truthful people are honest, reliable, and loyal. Finally, courage is being brave and having the confidence to stand up for what you know is right, and to stand against what you know is wrong. Courageous people are not afraid to express their beliefs just because some people might not agree with them. It can be difficult to be courageous when people are influencing you to do things that you do not want to do. For example, perhaps some of your friends have tried smoking, and they are pressuring you to try it as well. You know that it is very bad for your health and that you should not try it. Therefore, it takes courage to say no and to do what you know is right. It can also be difficult to be fair and truthful all the time, but it is important to strive for ethical behavior. Patriots are people who are fair, truthful, and courageous. In today's lesson, we learned about the struggle for the respect of human and democratic rights, as well as the struggle against unethical behavior. This brings us to the end of our lesson for today. Our next lesson will be on Ethiopian history in international perspective. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.